Oh, we are Venom. Oh, it's everywhere. That's splashed everywhere.
And we're back. Another movie geek out. This time we are seeing Venom. And joining me today I have Matt and David. First question for this movie geek out. How much do you know about Venom before we go to the movie? Like Venom as the character?
Literally nothing.
I thought we were seeing Carnage.
Stop.
Like I've seen Venom in like Spider-Man 3, and I've seen him in a bunch of different Spider-Man cartoons, and like I've read a few Venom comics. Like I've read up on the story arc of Venom within the last couple decades. Like I've read the early 2010s of how he moved from Eddie Brock onto Flash Thompson, and then he became Venom. What was his name? Army Venom? No, Soldier Venom. Venom.
You're asking the wrong people, dude.
Yeah.
He was like it was Flash Thompson, Peter Parker's old bully from high school. He bonded with the Venom symbiote as a part of the U.S. military and as an agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. It was Agent Venom, yeah. And so it was Venom as a good guy, and he was fighting as like a soldier. That was a really cool look for him. And then I read a couple of years back, Venom stopped bonding with Flash and tried to rejoin with Eddie, but then in the process bonded to this new guy who's like some sociopath. And like they've really stretched out the whole character of Venom as being part of a symbiote race, and they're not actually inherently evil. It just depends on who they bond with, alters their personality heavily, and to make them good and pure again, like they are naturally when you first meet a symbiote, it has to go through a whole purification process. Yeah. Bunch of weird alien tech.
Somehow I feel like they're not gonna.
But like,
no, not at all. No, not at all.
I feel like this would be a really good movie to see high.
Okay, well we can make that happen.
I don't know
Just
why.
because of all of like the Venom, like
all of
all the CGI.
You know what? Here you go. Have some weed.
Don't worry, we've got an excess in this house.
This is a thing.
I'm calling 911.
I'm really excited for Venom.
Yeah, let's just go to the movie. Come on, let's go, boys.
Okay, so there's only 59 seats available
Only 59 seats available.
out of 61.
Did you buy 2 of them already, or?
No.
Honestly, it's gonna be a busy movie. I'm surprised if we get a chance to sit down.
Wait, you're filming?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Let's get it. Let's go.
Oh, shoes on, man.
Hurry up. Wow, look at that foot. Wow.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna open the door now.
I need sunglasses.
Yeah, that's right.
Off YouTube. I need like those like airplane lights.
He's taking a sweet time. He's moving back and forth.
Getting out of there in the CRV is easy as getting out of there in the van is literally impossible.
Thumbs up, David. Good job. So this is gonna be an exciting movie gig. So this will be an exciting movie gig. Wow, one more time.
One more time.
your words.
One more time.
So this is gonna be an exciting movie geek out. It's a special birthday edition. It's my birthday today as we go to see this movie.
Wait, is?
Yeah, it's my birthday today.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday.
Yeah, I'm turning 21. Turning 21.
So you can legally drink in America.
Yeah, but no smoking weed. Don't smoke weed in America. Unless you go to Colorado.
I feel like this is gonna be a theme for this video.
Wait, why am I going this way?
Yeah, why are you going this way? We have a car this time around. In the past geekos with these two, we haven't had a car. But you know what? We're living the high life now. It's still like opening week, but it's a few days after Venom came out. Have you heard anything about this movie so far?
I heard that it was terrible. Not gonna lie, I heard that a lot of people... Okay, no. What I've heard is from critics. No critics liked it at all, but everybody that's gone to see it said they've enjoyed it.
But I feel like no critics like any movie.
Stop signs are the enemy.
What are your guys' thoughts on Sony trying to establish their own Spider-Verse without Spider-Man, with Venom being their kickoff film?
That sounds...
Sounds sketchy.
That sounds like a bad idea. I mean, I haven't seen the movie yet, so I don't know how, like, the quality of their movies is gonna be, but I guess we can, like...
I mean, they're the same guys that made Amazing Spider-Man.
Like, I hope Venom's better, but like, than like the last Venom. And like, I like with input from Marvel, I feel like it has to be.
But here's the thing: I don't think they're
like,
getting input from Marvel.
They're not.
This is
not an
completely
MCU
separate
movie.
from the MCU.
Mm-hmm.
Their agreement, like their contract agreement, was that
No, but
they
don't-
get Spider-Man, Peter Parker, and they get certain villains that are approved by Sony that Marvel wants to use in their films.
But don't they like? Would they not like ask Marvel? Does this look okay?
You would think.
No.
You would think. Honestly, I want to be honest. I'm a little facetious here. I'm a little pessimistic. I want their Spider-Verse to flop so that they have to give all the rights back to Marvel. I'm just gonna be honest.
Yeah, we're talking about the same people that killed Crossplay. So
Kill who?
killed Crossplay. So
Crossplay?
for video game.
Oh.
That's entirely different.
Yo, but Spider-Man PS4. That's a good game. What are your thoughts on Bane becoming Venom?
I mean, like, as long as he, like, creates a few new memes for us to use, like, that'll be perfect.
Well, that's how you know of a good film, whether or not it creates memes, right?
Like Infinity War. Infinity War is slowly becoming the next, like, Star Wars of memes.
Right. But whatever, I'll just run my house.
Okay.
What if, right?
It's okay.
Bye, Matt's house. Bye. Are we coming us out here or are we gonna wait here?
Wait, dude,
I mean,
if you
you
just
can.
wanted if you just wanted a granola bar, I have granola bars.
Yeah. Well, I realize now that we don't have time. I mean, you can come, but it's not very...
Do we want to turn around and just park in your driveway?
Probably, yeah. We need to go.
Let's turn around and
Yeah, we need to go north anyways,
do
right?
you want to get back in the car and we'll just turn around? No, walk. Just start walking. We're committing to the bit.
All right, we've lost Matt.
Matt, is Buster here?
Hey, Buster.
Oh! Okay. Back in the car we go. So I guess, like, are you guys excited? Are you excited to see the movie?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
I am kind of excited. Like, I want it to be good, but I'm kind of
Well.
nervous about the fact that it isn't tied to
Skirt,
Spider-Man in any way. Like, did you guys know that, like, Spider-Man's not even tied to this in any way, shape, or form?
I thought he was going to be eventually, but...
No.
I heard that he wasn't.
No,
Or
this
I haven't
is
seen
Venom.
any of the like trailers or whatever.
This is
so.
Venom coming into existence without any sort of Spider-Man.
Well, yeah, I knew that, but I thought, like, in the future he'd be in it.
No, I don't think so. All right, pass it over. We're gonna go see the movie now, and we'll let you know our thoughts when we get out. Can I get one ticket for Venom?
Cooperate, and you just might survive.
Guys, you do not want to do this, trust me.
Giant leaps will always come at a cost.
Okay, gentlemen.
What?
What?
Oh, God.
First reactions.
Honestly,
I think I cried.
Yikes.
I don't know how to feel about this.
So, gentlemen, anyway, sorry, first reactions. Now, what are your first thoughts?
It was like terrible, but I still enjoyed it a lot.
That's a very valid point.
Like, I thought that it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed the dynamic between the two, but like the movie was just really bad.
The two of them, like
Venom was a
Eddie
lot
and
better.
Venom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, Venom was a lot better, but, like, the movie was just Sony.
It
They
was.
didn't have as much product placement as they usually do, though.
True.
I noticed that.
Yeah, they really coded that in Amazing Spider-Man. Everything he used was a Sony device. Any like criticisms you want to make about the film? Remember, we got to keep this spoiler free.
I mean, the villain was pretty one-dimensional, but I really liked how they made him like seem really what's the word?
Insane?
No, not insane. Like charismatic. Or
Like
they
Venom?
tried to at least. No, Venom's not the villain. God, the boy.
Life guy.
Yeah, the life guy.
Yeah, or
Was something I liked?
yeah.
Where am I going?
I actually can't remember.
You can't remember anything you liked?
No. Like, literally Venom, but like, that's about it. And then there was one thing that came on, I was like, ooh, that was cool, and then I completely forgot. I wouldn't be able to say it anyways.
Fair. Fair.
Like,
Well, what did you boys dislike?
I did.
Oh.
I did like how they did the CGI, and what I found was cool was that Tom Hardy did both voices.
Yeah, that was cool.
I mean, of course, it's like heavily distorted. I don't want to drive behind this person. This is.
Let's show what's happening here. This is gonna be dangerous to drive by. Their trunk's just
I don't.
wide open.
I don't like this.
It's not tied up.
No, it's not tied up at all. It's just an open trunk. Go, just drive real slow.
I'm not a fan. No, regardless of how slow
We'll take a
drive,
pit
if
stop
that
at
comes
McDonald's.
out,
We'll take a pit stop at McDonald's.
Luckily, this is a 2-lane road, I think.
Yeah, it is.
Zoom by.
So what was something you guys didn't like?
I didn't like a lot of the acting. Like, a lot of the guys were just kind of like something happens and then everybody like scrambles and then like, I don't know. They didn't really have any like character in their reactions to things.
It was all very convenient.
I really liked how fluid a lot of the like fight scenes were though.
There's a YouTuber I watch, Captain Midnight. It's one of my favorite. He tweeted this is one of the only like reviews I saw going in this film, but it's just his tweet saying Venom is the kind of superhero movie you would have expected in early 2000s. Is that a fair statement?
It was like, that was a movie that came before like the MCU, you know, that was kind of like it didn't like think anything of itself, I guess.
It doesn't meet the standards set by MCU films?
No, it doesn't, but that's not the point because it's not an MCU film, so regardless of whether or not we're supposed to be comparing it to that, because that is the like standard these days, regardless of how like good the MCU actually is.
I really liked your comment about the Snapchat filters. What was it? It was like
I saw a tweet, and it was a screenshot of a specific moment in the movie, and it said, Venom is a multi-million dollar film with a huge budget, and they still resorted to using Snapchat filters. You know, see what we're talking about?
I did see that actually.
David gets very focused on driving. I feel safe.
I do feel safe. David, you're a safe driver.
Thanks.
Venom.
Yeah, it was a surprise. Eminem did the soundtrack.
Yeah, I was not expecting that.
I don't think he did the entire soundtrack, just that like there was a couple songs. But like that song. It's so catchy, but it's just so bad.
What would you rate this movie out of 10?
That's really difficult because of like again, the movie was really bad, but I had fun watching it. So I think like the movie itself was like a 5, but like my personal enjoyment of the movie was like a 7 or an 8.
Interesting. So that opens up an interesting conversation. Can a movie be bad and still be enjoyed?
Call Bart Malkoff.
Unless you're a critic.
I'm not trying to be a critic. I'm going to the movies because I want to watch it. Like, I want to have a fun time, you know. If I were being paid for this, then I would be a critic, but I'm not.
Hey, who knows? Maybe one day I could pay you guys to be in these. Please don't ask for payment. I just friendships. I
take payment in pancreases.
Excuse me?
It's a reference.
Oh, I see what he's doing. I understand.
And I can say that because it's in the trailer. Little, armless, legless, faceless thing, rolling like a turd in the wind.
So bad!
What was that? That was awful. A lot of Venom's comments were just like so out of character, but like simultaneously they made his character like that, you know? Like it wasn't like the kind of character that we were expecting from Venom, which is something I like, I guess.
Well, what did you rate the movie out of 10?
Me?
Yeah.
It's kind of the same as David. Like, I really enjoyed it just because, like, Venom was sick and, like, how they did his character was dope. But, like, the movie was crap. So, just like every other part of the movie I didn't enjoy.
But Venom's that much of a saving grace?
Dope.
Who would you recommend the movie for? I asked it
Not
again.
the rating of the movie.
PG-13?
I don't think a 13-year-old would be comfortable watching it.
Yeah, it's kind of freaky.
I mean, I wouldn't when I was 13.
I read an article about how it was originally supposed to be rated R, but they cut it down to PG-13 so that it could be accessible for all audiences.
Dude,
You know what?
literally-
Everyone's a superhero fan.
You literally ate people's heads. That's not PG-13.
And you see it, there's just no blood. So like,
Yeah,
they
but
can
you
make it
see the
PG-13,
person's last moments
but it's
before
just-
they get their head bitten off.
And then
That's worse than seeing their head being bitten off. Yeah, there's something psychologically damaging about that.
And they really like to talk about pretty good stuff.
Like, literally, that could give kids nightmares.
Find my phone.
Yeah, I feel like adults wouldn't enjoy it too much, or like later adults, because like if they're watching it because they want like an accurate adaptation of like comics and shit or whatever, right? They're not gonna get that from this because this is just like it was more fun than like seriousness, I guess. I don't know.
Like it's a really wholesome kind of movie.
Yeah.
I feel like 10-year-olds, 3-year-olds, really just anyone.
Okay, so to wrap up the video. What'd you think? Any final thoughts? Anything else you want to share before the camera goes away?
I don't know. It was pretty good.
All right. Well, you'll find the Instagrams to these boys, unless anything new has been, any other social medias have been created since last time you were on here.
Yeah, there's this new cool thing called Tumblr.
Excuse me.
You should do that.
We'll see y'all later. Look, there's David and Matt leaving. They're going home. Bye, guys. Bye. Get home safe. Thanks for coming to see a movie with me. It was a great birthday present. Thank you. Gonna be honest, that movie sucked. Like, yeah, maybe Matt and David have a point, and Chandler's made this point as well, that like they don't approach these movies as critics to criticize. I guess I do. I definitely do. I definitely approach these movies to criticize them and to review them. But just this movie, like, I didn't have fun. They gave it as a bad movie a rating, and then as a movie they had fun with a rating. But I didn't even have fun with it. It wasn't well written. The acting was weird. The direction was poor. The big issue I had with Venom as a movie is its pacing was totally off. It rushed and tried so hard just to throw you from one thing into another to make the next thing happen that I genuinely didn't know the movie ended when it did. Like, of course, yeah, like I saw the credits roll, I was like, okay, the movie's over. But usually, like, if you're talking about the foundation of a storyline, like going back to the foundation of high school English here, talking about how a narrative works, is you have this line, you know, it's your starting point, here's your first problem, there's a bunch of rise and actions, we got our climax, we got our downfall, and then like our resolution, like our aftermath of the climax, and then the resolution, the end of the film. The movie, like, just kind of started going straight up. There wasn't, like I guess there was the establishing stuff of this is who Eddie is. This is Eddie's life. And then it just went up. It just went up. It kept going up, and it didn't have any, like, downfall of the event. It just went up and then resolved. I was like, what? It just kind of jarring, and it wasn't jarring in, like, this is different and unconventional. I'm not used to this. It was jarring in the sense of, like, that didn't work. That wasn't paced well. And that's my biggest qualm with the film. I also didn't really like Tom Hardy's rendition of Eddie. Tom Hardy's rendition of Eddie and Venom's relationship was good. Going back to talking about Eddie, like talking about Venom as a character. Like Venom as a character, he was well made. Like he was well made up into like the climax of the movie. How they created him to start off, he was great. But then all of a sudden he just had a change of character and a complete switch, and the change and switch he had into a new character didn't suit Venom that fast. I'm sure he could be that Venom at some point, but it just was too quick, too fast, and it made the ending of the movie feel really stupid and fake. And if you look at Marvel movies from the MCU, look at Spider-Man Homecoming, look at Captain America Winter Soldier. You have our hero at the start of the film, and who they are at the end of the film is a gradual change. In Winter Soldier, there's the moment when Cap's like, hold on, Hydra? And the shift begins, but there was doubts leading up to that shift that you're like, Cap knows there's something up. Us and the audience and Cap know there's something up. He has that shift. There's the moment of the film where he's trying to rediscover how he stands as a hero and as an American citizen, and then we have our end. In Spider-Man Homecoming, it's like, I'm just a kid. There's the moment of the film where he's like, I'm gonna try and be a hero. There's the moment where he really screws up with a boat, and he's like, man, I need to be more responsible. His big shift as a character was hey, Bryce in post here. I'm just going to jump in and interject quickly. My thoughts get really scattered here, but what I'm trying to say is that with Spider-Man's character, he just has this moment where he's constantly trying to become the hero that is expected of him from like Tony, and he's just constantly just searching for what it means for himself to be a hero. And he's not really doing it because that's what's right. He's doing it because he wants to impress Tony. He wants to seem impressive. They're trying to do that whole, with great power comes great responsibility kind of character development that he goes through with Uncle Ben without actually really saying Uncle Ben exists. And so for Peter, there's this shift in the film where he stops making it about, you know, I want to do this to impress Tony. I'm not going to do this to be an Avenger. I'm going to do this because that's what's right. It's because I have these powers and I need to save people. I need to protect people. I need to push through and become the hero no matter what happens to me, which you see Under the Rubble, which, you know, you see with him rejecting the offer to join the Avengers at the end of the film, because Peter at the start of the film would have totally said yes, but Peter at the end of the film rejects the offer to become a hero because he's like, you know what? You know, there are the big guys who can do all the amazing stuff, but like, we need a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. We need that person who's going to stop the bike thief. We need that person who's going to look out for the little guy and notice when someone like the Vulture is stealing and putting dangerous weapons on the streets. You know, yeah, that's what I tried to say with this section here. Venom, it was like, Venom, we must be a good guy now. And we just went off. And it was like Venom and good guy Venom, and there was like no blending. It was just all of a sudden Venom's like, yeah, we're gonna save the world now. And it's like, what? What? Is that a spoiler? Honestly, I'm sorry if that was a spoiler. I don't, you know, Bryson Post will decide if he puts up a spoiler warning for that. It's been like 4 months since this movie came out when we're editing this, so I don't think spoilers are a big deal anymore. Who Venom is in the first hour of Venom existing in this movie, you're like, this is really fun. I kind of like this Venom. This Venom is really cool. Like, they had some ideas and they knew what they were doing, but they're trying to really force this Spider-Verse thing without using Spider-Man. So they tried to force Venom being a superhero, but this Spider-Verse without Spider-Man is a really bad idea. It's you're taking literally the focal point of all these villains and all these side characters, and you're ripping away what motivated and inspired their creation, especially Venom. Venom, like, if you've read Secret Wars, if you read modern takes on the symbiote saga, you understand that Venom's psyche as a character relies super heavily on its relationship with Spider-Man. And I don't know, in this Jared Leto Morbius, this potential Kraven the Hunter movie, this potential Black Cat movie and Silver Sable movie, like these four, oh my god, I'm scared. Just stop. Sony, stop. I stand by what David and Matt said, that Venom was good, but I don't feel that like hour or so chunk of Venom being badass bad guy Venom really makes up for the rest of the film. It was pretty poor. I don't want to watch this movie again, but I do want to see Venom again. And I say Venom and not Tom Hardy because I didn't like Tom Hardy's Eddie Brock. Eddie, when he coexisted with Venom as like bad guy Venom, was interesting because like Tom Hardy did a great job of showing this broken psychological side of Eddie Brock and Venom's relationship. But leading up to getting Venom, and then Eddie and Venom then coexisting as superheroes just didn't work. It didn't work. I just didn't like his acting. I think his choices with Eddie as a character, the foundation of it, just weren't the best for me. Out of 10, honestly, this movie's like a 4. I'm sorry, it's like a 4. If I could recommend it, I don't think MCU fans need to see it. Like, this is a movie for comic book fans and people who like senseless action. And there's nothing wrong with liking senseless action. I don't call it senseless action with the intention of it coming off as condescending. Senseless action can be super fun. When I say senseless action, I just mean like cool, visually impressive, and stimulating action sequences. It had some really cool, visually stimulating and well-made action sequences, fight sequences. People who like 18 movies, like Fast and Furious, where like the plot isn't the thing you watch for, it's for the really cool cinematography and action sequences. Like, if you like those kind of films, you might enjoy Venom at points. If you're a fan of Marvel Comics, I think you should see it just to form your own opinion on this interpretation of Venom. If you like Spider-Man, I don't know, I'd recommend it just so you can expand upon your knowledge of the Spider-Man universe and Spider-Man interpretations. But MCU fans, you don't need to see this. It's nothing special, and like it also doesn't even tie into the cinematic universe. There are 2 after credit scenes, by the way. One of them is a teaser clip for Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, and one of them is an after credit scene for them what they hope is leading into a Venom 2, which I think they're gonna get, because I don't know, audience reception has been pretty good for a pretty bad movie. Oh, but that's everything. That's everything. Hey, you want to see something that is well made by Sony and the Spider-Man? This game. Insomniac. You did great stuff, kid. I'm proud of you. And I also have the special red Spider-Man PS4. Thank you, student loans. I appreciate you getting me an education. And the Spider-Man PS4. Okay, I think that's everything for this video. That was just my tangent about why I didn't think it was a good movie. Thanks to Matt and David for coming. This is honestly, it was a pretty nice little birthday. It was a pretty nice little birthday thing. Got to make a video, got to see a Venom movie, got to hang out with my friends. I'm gonna go do other stuff, because my birthday's not dead. I got more things to do. Okay, hope you all have an amazing day. Thanks for watching the video. Alright, I'm gonna say bye now. Bye.
Well, that's a thing I did.